I was still saying, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, bro.
When was the last time, besides events, like, because normally we'll meet during events and stuff, but like a sit down. When was the last time we actually sat down and spoke?
I think last year, I got about June, I think.
June.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I think it was during the time,
If I'm not mistaken, but I think
during the thing here, Matukula, at the Zanino Hotel.
yes,
Yeah, I think that was the last time.
that was the last time
Ne?
at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the last time.
Yeah,
But otherwise, are you good?
No, I'm good.
Because we're outside and I can't hear you.
Complain. Yeah.
I need to be able to hear you.
I get complain.
Ne?
I get complain.
It took a while
I'm good.
for you to get here. We've been wanting to do this and no, let's not do it now. Relax.
No, I was waiting for the right time. I mean, I think I just felt like
Yeah.
yeah, but then now I feel like I know.
No, indeed. It is the right time for you to it actually a blessing in disguise for you to have like said, let's not do it now, let's wait for the right time to. But otherwise, thank you for pitching. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Yo,
yeah, I'm here.
We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Anyways, guys, welcome to another episode of Limpopo Podcast. You already know, your boy Omee Otis. And today I am joined by, first of all, let me say my brother, somebody who has encouraged me several times, not only with music, but podcast-wise, and to the public. I think you know him as a producer, a writer, great performer, somebody who's very humble, doesn't talk too much. You wouldn't find him, in your lousy places. So yeah, man. Happy New Year to everybody at home. We've been gone for a long time. I think you feel like we have left you a little bit. We haven't left. We're here. We happy, and we just felt like today we should sit outside, feel the breeze of the new year, the millions that you have, the millions that have came, millions, in the bank.
What are you talking about? Millions? I'm lost. Millions.
What do you mean you're lost?
I'm lost. Millions.
So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, notification bell. It's very important for us as a podcast, as a show, to keep on growing. So please do that favor for us. And we've got a couple of announcements to make. I don't know where to start. I made a couple of notes because I didn't want to forget anything. But the first thing first is that Happy New Year. We love you guys. Thank you for continuously supporting us. The channel has grown. I think now we are sitting up on like 18,000 subscribers. Just a little bit until we get to 20,000 subscribers. I think we'll be there before maybe March, or maybe even by the end of February. We'll be there. So one of the first things I want to talk about is Abor Park Lodge. This is where we've been shooting throughout, and we just want to thank our sponsors for always sticking with us, believing in what we're doing from the beginning. It's been a lovely journey with them. So thank you so much, Abor Park Lodge. You can come here, book your room, have a nice time with your family. There's a swimming pool. There's a nice place to chill. You can see where we're chilling right now. So, and we move on to the people that have been supporting us. We do see your comments in the comment sections. Keep on commenting, keep on subscribing, keep on liking our page. It's not like we don't see the things that you say on the comment section. We do see it, and we appreciate your feedback. We appreciate what you actually guide us on. So it's very important for us, for our growth. So thank you so much for supporting us. And then we want to thank our viewers. You may not comment or subscribe, but at least if you're viewing our show, it's very important. You're supporting us. The views keep on going up. And I also want to thank the events that we did. We did 3 big events last year, which is 2020. We did the Limpopo Music Awards. We did BGT. We did the night before. Thank you so much for supporting Limpopo Podcast. If you're doing an event out there, you want us to cover it, just dial us, and we'll be there with you. And the last thing, before we interview this man, I'm sure you guys cannot wait. I've been talking too much. So the last thing we want to talk about is, we have grown in like the biggest podcast. If I think it's the biggest in our province, and people are starting to take notice. We've grown, and we have managed to win some. I don't know whether to call it sponsors, endorsement deals, whatever. But yeah, for today, I'm just going to announce 2. We've got a clothing brand, or let me say a footwear, that we're going to be working on. Look, CK is looking at me funny.
Oh, listening.
But actually, we're supposed to get a gift bag that you were supposed to get. Unfortunately, the products were not delivered on time, but you're going to get it. I'm not going to say the name right now. You will know very soon. And we also spoke about one of the South African network providers is working with us. You guys will know about that very soon. One of the biggest. So it's funny that all of this is unfolding with my brother here. So my man,
Because I'm a little lucky.
ne? Or whatever, you came at the right time.
Yeah.
As announcing all the big things. Oh, we know about this guy, CK, or many would say CK the DJ. First, let me ask you, what does CK stand for?
C stand for my name,
Your
which
name?
is my second name.
Okay.
Calvin stand for Calvin. C stand for Calvin.
Okay.
And K the surname.
The K.
The K
Okay.
stand for my surname, which is Kobo. But in Venda we have
Did you say Kopo?
Kobo. Like in Venda, like Kobo. That's how you pronounce
Oh,
it.
I thought you said Ko, not.
It's Ko. Yes, Ko,
Yeah.
Kobo.
Okay.
So one can ask, why are you not using the surname like more ID, like more ID?
Yeah.
But Venda re na le ntho e ba re e bitsang ore motupo.
Okay.
Motupo una chifane na motupo.
Okay.
So motupo, it's that thing ya ore o khumana ore ba reta sereto. Like ba o reta ka sona, like
Okay.
one understand.
Yeah,
So ke motupo, like it's, I think ka Changani there's because now I know these languages.
Yeah.
So I follow like the tradition and everything. So like that's changa no le maluleke. Maluleke ke bangwanati.
Oh.
So le ba reta ba dia ene ba re ke bangwanati ba re maluleke ba kana o kana o motho ba kry e mongwanati no tswa re sefane sawe ke maluleke. Understand?
Okay.
So this K stands for Kobo, which is like Mutubo. That's Venda, yeah.
So I'm getting vibes that CK the DJ is Venda.
Yeah, I am.
So, okay, I think that's now that it's funny though. I don't think people are gonna receive it in that way of okay because of the language that you're using more oftenly.
Yes.
Yeah, people might not perceive it that way. Uguti, no, we're sitting with a vendor human being here. They might look at it that okay, he's vendor light and so on, but then
Yeah.
Arandichi says we officially got our first vendor person on the show. Can we?
Oh,
yeah. Can
okay.
we give it a round of applause? Yeah, no, because it's like that. Because it's been a struggle to get my people on the show, and I think it's because of the distance that we have.
Yeah.
So okay, fine. So Venda, were you born there or?
Yeah.
Okay. Which side?
I'm born in Venda.
Okay.
In a village called Adabana.
Okay.
Kalachimbuve.
Okay.
Champakazela
Then
chamkwai na msuku. That's where I'm born.
Okay.
Yeah, so ngibebulwa na kuwa, gaulela na kuwa, gatsena skolo na kuwa.
I decided, yeah, it as a vendors and the
Yeah, no, like on the later stage, like
Yeah.
that's where like I give something with it because of when I come this side I was like give something passenger grade 12 yaga. So
okay.
yeah, so I give something na mutho molo
Okay.
when I come this side. But like I used to come and visit because my batswadi ba bomme like bokuku
Okay.
family ya bomme they are from this side. So ke
Oh.
ba Lobedu. So like Lobedu ke beng ke tseba like o like yo motoko because of I loved to come and visit, understand. So and le ka gae ba bomme ba ka sona. So obviously if motswadi wa and then my father le bona ba papa Spade but it's Venda but papa Spade.
Okay.
So
yeah.
bona ke bona re sa Venda fela because of resijia skolong but bona because bo ba be ke motho ba berekile
Yeah.
understand.
So now-
So se tsamaile ba ka le bomme ka Spade
Yeah.
bomme Slovedu. So
Nice.
like that's why
Yeah.
it's easy for me to just
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you
Speak
still
it.
in touch like with your like friends that you grew up with that side?
definitely
you are?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in terms of siblings, how are your siblings sitting? Like
Baba ke dula le baba bedi baba bedi
yeah.
mo then baba bedi ke basadi ba nyato bana le metsi ya bona.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now after this whole thing of we're gonna get there, but I just wanna know like after this whole thing of Song of the Year, like are you not getting like calls from your ex-girlfriends who be like, hey man,
No, I think
do you still remember me?
now I'm that kind of a person who I feel like if you look ex ya khona ufonela,
Yeah.
it's where you maybe sometimes communicate le yena sometimes one day wa mo phonela.
Yeah.
But if ogwile motho no wa ba lo re ogwile
Yeah.
like ukata communication and everything, it's hard for a person to just call you. Understand? Unless if on your go congratulate. I don't want they just call you
To
and say
congratulate, yeah.
congratulations
Yeah.
for achieving that and that. Understand, Amara? Not in that way, or maybe do valore unyaka o phone or maybe. Understand? So I think the calls that I got
I don't have to explain further.
Yeah,
We'll get to that stage. I just wanted to know about the ex.
I know. Like
Yeah.
you have to cut. I feel move.
Yeah.
You just cut the communication and like feel.
So as CK the DJ, when you wake up and put your foot down, I don't know if you have a mirror or not, or the person you stay with now has a mirror or what, but when you wake up and look at the mirror, of course that is like a metaphor.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the mirror, every time you look at the mirror, like what do you see?
Given a guy who still wanna go far, who still wanna achieve more, like. Motho ke mmona o ke bona ana le dala ke le dala inji ka mata ana le dala like motho ka uta dala enke tsuwa enke tselebelela ke bonini ke bona motho a ka uta dala motho a ka tshwana o di alo I feel like I still have to do more and I still have more to do, so ke feel like I guess ke feel I'm still like gatoma. That's what I see.
And then before I get into the musician thing, like, if you were not a musician, what do you think you would have turned out to be?
An actor.
An actor?
An actor or...
Mara, you're shy.
I'm not shy. I think gidile nyana skoloni.
Okay.
Sa acting.
Okay.
I was like just directing and writing.
Oh, nice.
Like so like I think entertainment is in my blood. Like that's one thing that I always wanted to do. I understand. But skoloni egigwa. I wanted to be a soldier. Like you.
When you speak about
understand. So like I wanted to be a soldier. I remember here career exhibition Univen. The only thing that I did go apply to South African Defence Force because that's what I wanted. Then Enkigwa Enki Zabala Gatom Gadielo. I understand. Then
So I do get vibes that CK is not one of those artists that didn't finish school. Like you did your...
Yes, I did my grade 12.
Yeah.
And then I got Univen, but unfortunately I dropped out. Yes.
Now speaking of the soldier thing, I don't know if you still remember, we once went to Machova's Kloof and we were playing that game, barring a ping...
Oh, the pinball thing, on the bush,
That was the day that I kind of realized, this nigga, damn man. Because, like, you were the only person who would go, like, out there without fear.
Without protecting myself.
And I think that day you were wearing, like, sort of a vest.
Yes.
And everybody was wearing T-shirts and everything. And when you were wearing a vest and you went out there, like... that was one of like fun experiences that I had with you and the likes of Mbomnad as well. It was dope.
It was dope.
It was nice. Dope. So what actually pushed you to be like to go into music, and how did that happen? You going into music and deciding to leave the whole soldier thing behind, or any other career you could have gone into?
You know, I feel like huna le dilo jeding with the kid da rida okay like okay level lor regata or okay na regata, and God understand because if azanga guy school for music but then gibilele le mada ore ginya ka uruta until inki khona na kuzanga kanyama but if I can tell you gore ere ba bathoko na go ye la frina re be rena le period ya choir where we would sing and they will teach us the tune do re mi like those kind of things so and the teacher yo ba akri to disalojela. He was harsh, like you were told if I call you, he will beat you up. Understand? So, but like punishment.
Sure.
So, like, even in trailer, you have to know it. So not because of like, I don't know, maybe the voice. Over unrata mara ba push too much. Like over too much, or I must lead the choir. You understand?
Sure.
So, but then I ended up enjoying everything and like enjoying the choir, leading them, like give a conduct and stuff. You understand? So it was there, like from primary.
Yeah.
From primary, and then kaula na mara enkula ibe ino bataba ila. I loved music. I loved listening to music and any kind of music.
Yeah.
Like asanji nka choose music. Like I would listen to hip hop, R&B, reggae, you know, like tsonga music, and venda gwa, like Ronaldo Colbert Mkwela. Those are with the people that
Kakati and them.
yeah, Kakati, they understand. So I loved music.
So when does it start professionally and you like, okay, now I'm taking my decision to become an artist. Day to day, this is going to be my job.
I think somewhere around 2007, 2008. Like Mara, I've been producing get chabore but then professionally, so I think 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
And that's where I said, you know what? Let me try. So that's where like what now I understand. So
Yeah.
I feel like okay. But you're right, I was shy. Like by that time I was shy. Like I was like,
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about this. But again. But at the end of the day, but one push but I know you're doing good. This is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
That's where I started.
You took it as a now as a profession.
Yeah.
You still recall like your first gig?
I had so many gigs. Guess ka sound like
Okay.
Rasa DJ la 150 per night, I think. Yeah, 150 per night. That's kwa broka. But the first gig I can't recall.
Yeah.
But ibile anagwa around 2008, 2009. Yeah.
And then, as you said, like the thing of music, it started, you know, when you were still young, singing in the choirs and all of that, and obviously the whole corporal punishment, and I'm sure even at home they had something to say about. Like what were they saying? Were they giving you the support that you needed? Because we know that people don't always get the support from home when they want to do like things like singing. They look at it like it's not something that is.
But by that time, I think like it was, you know, the like show with the way like the system.
Yeah.
By that time, it was not like happy with that much time, or maybe lady understand. And when we come back, would like raluka radio lojer kidia skoloni jala jabo dotira wamana like bubona or career maybe do career. No,
it was just for fun.
It was just baba understand.
Some of the difficult memories that you've had as a young boy growing up, and you managed to turn that into a positive. What do you think that you can say that is something that like one of those difficult times that you like you had, but then you managed to turn it into a positive as a young boy?
I think the treatment. Yeah, Batswadi, I think. Yeah, the way, cause like by that time even namsimana high.
Okay.
So the treatment was not that good. I don't know, but I feel like by that time I felt like bansogoja, understand? But then enagwe I saw Uri, they're trying to teach me something. They're trying to teach me Uri, you must be a man. Like understand?
Okay,
So mathomo ni thomile ke baba. But at the end of the day, then I think batswadi ba ka ba try on teacher le ja tshilengwe ba ka tswa ba khiyo. Ke tshwanetse gore ke eme.
Sure.
So like I turned it to a positive thing. Okay, fine. It's not like bansogoja. No. E ba ntshwara so it means re banya ka re ke
stand on your own.
Yeah, one understand. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that I can say. Yeah, I tend it to a positive thing.
And now this thing of like being, obviously got exposed to musical instruments, digital platforms that or digital doors, if I were to call them, that allow you to produce music. You did say you didn't go to school for music.
Yes.
So how did you get now to teach yourself how to now make an instrument that at the end of the day and after making that instrument and on top of that sing on top of that? So how did that learning process like come about for you?
As I said, I don't know mother le bothale o bukhumana modimo na, because of I was already aware at school. It means there must be something you tshwanetse you push out o ska nyama, because o zaka bona o clear lo jo carry zibu carry la school jo carry drug motho or zibaba be ile unyama ziyanyamisa.
Yeah.
I understand mara na I think mother giwegi no akhumana modimo because of lenana be ke thoma o mela mara o ke tse buisara mara. How did I get here? The way ke bona le logic come khodi thata fanga ona. How did I get here? Because of ke upulang kha thoma o lu rwala le computer. Kinyaga nkya khona lu save ngikona o dianya na instrument nyana engwe o sharagana mara nkya khona o save.
Yeah.
Then until ngikona until ngikona o save. Then ngikona o tshela ke thoma o compose le logic le nana. Ish. It's been a journey.
Then how do you classify a hit? How do you know this one is a hit?
Unfortunately, nazanga ga dia go shaka re hit. Like I feel or high hit.
Yeah. Mara, sometimes ZK, I'm sure you can feel this one.
you know what I realized about music is that as a producer or as an artist, all the logosha gaba wa igwise jande wena o feel o ga re yona.
Yeah.
But I think re judge just straight ke batho ba ba itshele jang. Because when now na rulile jona, that's what you tell yourself, mo gidile zona.
Yeah, this is it.
And then all of a sudden wa incha, and then ona le motho le ka mthi a inyaga. So that one tells you
it's not the one.
It means as you
understand.
So Axanga ka fila o ka re ke dile hit.
Yeah.
Gosh, hit, I'm going to hit, like it's going to be a hit and stuff. For example, like the Gosha they are classic songs, like Tuela Gidila Zanga Chawela Fast, like they are always there.
Yeah.
When this is Azanga ka fila, they can be like that. Until now, I can like see, okay, these songs were hits enkirincha, but nobody enjoy enkirincha until now. Like they're still enjoying the song, so I understand. But Azanga gari like I feel get hit. Do
you think you're a good producer or a good singer? Which one is your strength?
You know, I don't like to call myself a good producer or a good musician, but guess like I just try.
I'm giving you the flowers. I'm saying you are.
When you say, I know you're asking me. Do I think I'm a good producer? But for now,
yes, I'm saying on top of that statement, I'm saying you are good at both. So which one do you think stands out for you between the two?
It's hard because I get when I get the instrument I feel like it's nice, and then I have to come up with the lyrics, and then when like your voice, so I beat bass guitar, I mean bass line now and stuff so I feel like I'm good at like both of them. Yeah.
And then while we're still there, personally, I feel like you are like around the region of Bolohouse. I feel like you are. Well, there will always be the talk, between the people comparing you, and everybody has their own opinion, right?
Yeah.
But personally, I feel like you're the best, or you're the greatest when it comes to songwriting. Like, I don't know how you execute it.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in knowing, like, how is your writing process? Because even the way you structure your lyrics, there's so many times, like, when I'm in Joburg, and I think I would tell you this over the phone and be like, yo, every time I hear your song in Joburg or anywhere else across the country, I feel like I need to go home. Or I feel like I'm home. Like, your songs, they make me feel like I'm home. So, like, I want to know, like, what is your writing process?
Unfortunately, I don't write. I don't. Azanga uduela mathumo.
Yeah, you. I know you don't script it, but how do you construct the lyrics?
I think now garo tell jadu go shajaga. Gidi. It's a feeling. Yeah, and I will not give you go shan. Okay, feel or can twiggy feeling by that time. Whether it then na or it the much more, but then I have to feel it. Giridia from Jelly. Understand like level mapilo about or pillow your brain, and then I'll be like, I can make a song with this thing. Understand?
Yeah.
So it's up to me to give a beat, and then like the beat. Understand?
Yeah.
So that's my writing process. In fact, I just think about it and feel it. After that,
yeah.
Then that's how it is.
And then, as a vendor guy, most of your songs, they come out in Kuwa. Why did you choose to lean more on this side in terms of music, and not the vendor side? Because I feel like also the vendor side, it's got musicians, but there isn't that many. So why did you choose to lean more on the Kuwa side?
I think this thing trauma professionally get this side, and this side kana buelang ke thomo o level le re Bolohouse be bukile bya ga di artists ga di kosha and stuff like with the way so many artists, and then Bolohouse house music be ke thoma buluzwi. So it was like that thing, you know what, more this is the right place to do this. Understand? And then
I get you.
Azanga gabagana, okay, I can do this like Kuwa and stuff, but because of more like give full time.
You basically found
and
your...
so like it was like easy for me to say, you know what, this is the path that I'm
you found
taking.
your niche.
I understand.
And then one of this question, oh yes, how do you define, like, from where it is right now, like, how would you define Bolohouse in your own words and say this is the definition of Bolohouse?
How do I define it?
Because you guys are like the anchors of Bolohouse.
Bolohouse, it's like a tradition. It's like
tradition, culture.
It's a tradition, or tradition, culture. Ya Balobedu. You cannot come to Bolobedu and not talk about Bolohouse. We do have the Goshaja tradition and the culture, but we are the ones they talk about us like yo una lebo CK una lebo Raxen una lebo man Lenzo una lebo Mnata una lebo Janice those when they come this side they know hey, culture, music on our culture. Even about music or culture, but no, this is the like the music, like our culture brain. That's how it is. Like, so I can define it as was that genre yengwe ye igigemi.
Yeah.
Ye ka siginchu genre yengwe. Ona genre ye gana dao ya sigincha. Then ye gwisa line no.
Yeah, it's got its own
the feeling ye ona. It's hard to just say hargaincha no.
And it's got its own people.
It's got its own people.
Sure.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you now meet your, I would say your brother, your business partner, your colleague, DJ Janisto? How do you guys meet and decide to say, okay, this is the Double Trouble?
Yeah.
And like, when was Double Trouble found? Because there's been misconceptions about the whole thing. When did it start? Where and how? So please walk us through that. Like, how did you guys meet and decide, oh, now you're going to call yourself Double Trouble?
I think it was 2013. If I can recall. 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Where I got a text from Janisto. He invited me, like he was inviting me on his birthday, like I'm a pal. He said, like, can I birthday? I'm hosting a birthday celebration. I want you to come. And then I was like, okay. And by the time it was not I am a pal and stuff. And for now it was even Nagito Egitomo professional link tomo release. Bakitomo Zbaruna CK Yana. Nagen Kia I did tavern. Now you can release music Gadula guy. I understand that it was like that thing your Nagino Rata music, but I don't go out and perform. But by that time, Janisto Ang textella.
Yeah.
Give it more perform because I remember Ogari Jajile give it 20 Kia Pat Amimile Pat Gilega Gafeja Nkebalelo Gile Palabora. I was like beginnerly event Palabor. So I'm a cushion. Is it a cushion? I'm a cushion, yeah. So after that, Gabalelo. Enkebalelo, I had to text him.
I couldn't come.
I couldn't come. Gile Palabora event.
Yeah.
So Mara, it's fine. Let me make you a song, a birthday song. Just no
compensation.
Just to know at least because I get that deal a birthday song.
Sure.
At least Then I did a birthday song. Then he was like, yo, I know this is too much.
Yeah.
Because before I can like release that to birthday songs. Like I was like, yo, I was too much. It was like Baba Zebara CK man what DJ I mean what birthday.
Yeah.
Birthday song. Oh, I don't check out. One of our birthday songs,
yeah.
Hey, you will birthday songs. Agree? It is simple because of Wabagamoto and Wabagano it's about okay. No, I understand. So
yeah.
It was simple. So Gagadia birthday songs, birthday song, Janisto. And then he was like, yeah, he liked it. And then he said, you know what, Amar, we must work. We must work. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. And then like, and I bet you can say back, I do go shaggy labo, mama carry work and I go and stuff. So I was like, I knew him. This guy, what? This is the guy, what the voice? The guy, what that big voice. So So yeah, I think 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
That's where we met. But it was double trouble. It was DJ Janisto, and then CK the DJ. You understand? It was like CK the DJ music production. It was CK the DJ production, and then the Kuwa's termination records and stuff. So like, but
which
we
are
started
still there.
working.
Which are still there even now, I think.
Yes, they are. So then we started working. Like, so it was like something a norm, like okay fine now
yeah.
Hey,
now it's double trouble.
No, like until I think until 2015 16 2014 15 16 when only the club called Bolobedu PLC Bolobedu local club where like people started to say, yeah, these guys are these ones are double trouble, double trouble. Understand? So, double trouble. Okay. No, we can use this name. Double trouble.
That's it.
Oh, understand? And then people started calling us double trouble. I'm like, no, double trouble.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then how's your guys' relationship? Like from where you guys started? Obviously, as a duo, you'll have your ups and downs and everything, but I just want to know, like, do you guys have a relationship outside music, or it's just business?
Yeah, we're brothers. I mean, we've worked together for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just say, you know, business partner. Because
only when we're going
sometimes in the studio we'll talk. Sometimes if Lori, like something Aisha will call me, I'll call him, and like we talk. Understand? So we do have a relationship outside, like beside Dabaja music.
Yeah.
So we do talk. Like we do. Yeah.
So now I've got a mini list here of like the tracks that you guys have worked on.
Yeah.
There's Mashupini. Okay. Which my son loves so much. Like, once he starts singing that song, he goes crazy. And then Limpopo, which is
before you continue.
Okay.
You said your son loves my songs, ne?
Big time.
Big
time.
It means originally role model. Yeah. Imagine. I'm his role model, bro.
Like honestly, I think people
and he's young. How old is he?
He's 3.
Oh, imagine.
Yeah, I think people might think I'm saying this because of, you are sitting next to me. But, I've got video clips to prove that he's always on it. And once he watches, because he likes watching it on the TV or on the phone. Once he starts watching it, it's forever. Until he's tired, then we're like, okay, fine, now we can watch something else. Otherwise, he wants Machupin until, you know what I mean? So then there's Limpopo, which is, you guys have given us the rights to utilize it. And by the way, the song is back. I'm sure you've seen it in the intro. The song is back as our intro. So we made that official because it went out for some time. We need to sort out something that now it's officially back. It's not going anymore. So and then we've got Limpopo, Kontraka, Nyati, Umpoche, Matomi, Signature, Otoswa, Buta, Otoyana, Ojola Lemang.
That's countless.
Hey man, the hits are so many. And for me, I think you guys are like my favorite duo. I'm not talking about just in Limpopo, but globally. Like, you guys are my favorite. Like, I've seen you guys perform countless times. I just love what you guys do. So, within the Double Trouble, like, for us to end up having this heat, how does it happen? Like, who does what and who does this, who does that? What does CK do? What does Janisto do? But obviously we do hear you guys on the song together. That Janisto is making it juicy. You are singing there. So, what are your guys' roles?
Uh, um, all the songs that you mentioned,
Yeah.
are produced by me.
You mean all of them? Like
All,
Mashupini, limpopo, Contraga, all of them?
all of them, all of them. I only told motho le tsagala tshwara those project ya Gosheje.
So
From
from
the start,
mechanical rights,
everything.
production, everything, it's just you,
Yeah,
production wise.
yes.
Okay.
And obviously, other contact, singing, writing.
Yeah.
Said it's me.
The man that I'm sitting next to here.
Yeah.
It goes back to my thing, Ogoti. How do you come up with these things, man? Like I'm just fascinated by that thing. How does one human being come up with so many classics? And you can hear the lyrical content. It's not one thing I like about you is that you don't repeat stuff. You know, you always stepping into different zones. You know, it's so amazing.
I think it goes back to that thing yaore. The way I was treated in Kemutoko. Like idea a positive thing that I have to use in Kuwa. Understand? Because nuggets will
I wanted
because
to
of
ask
the
you that
father
question, or are you
I had,
Christian?
understand? He always tell me, or hey, son, when I'm all fasting, if you can't you're not gonna go anywhere. So for now, as I got that treatment, man, yao le malemiwa. Understand?
Yeah.
So that's what the things that I sing about are the things that some of them get tagane nacho. Some of them ge giarula ga lebelela bophelo. Understand?
Yeah.
So real dilo je di gwa ga mkho nna ke ile ka rutwa gona re ke tshwanetse ke lebelle bophelo gona. There are things that are happening. No, you know, my father always like baba karata u berekisa lentswe la hore gore baba ke ntse ka diema so.
I think that's where
Yeah, ba ntse ka diema baba rata ka mata o ntse ka diema ntšintši ba ka ba dutse le nna ba rata gore wa tsare ngwanaka o na le batho ya o na le batho ba
I want to learn them. Hey, mara, hey.
o tlo botsa re o na le batho ba bo le matho mara ba bone. Mara ba le ba ene ka re batho ba le re bana le matho o bona ke matshokuna le ba re gaue no batho ba bana le matho tshwana le wena ka mokgwana ba bona so ke lo ba ka ke bona so mara ga ba sana ba bone. I was like, hey,
what is this
old
message?
man?
Yeah.
One understand? So like ba rata ntse ka dia man telling ke fetjang ke kumana le di explanation ja jona no ba sana mkhalabe o try o bore bona. People can like have eyes but ba balla o bona dilo.
Yeah.
But ignore mara they do have eyes ba kona one. Bana le sebe ba udwa mara ba kona udwa. One understand?
Yeah.
So those kind of things. So he always did that to me, like say that to me or bona. This is how bophelo tshwanetse re bo lebelle gona. Abazanga ba nkhudiseja re bophelo bo do da ba ya ba boima. Ba no la bara ana ibile go da do takana na. Wa so na I grown up knowing re do takana na. Le nka takana le solution be like ku bo be ile a ba ra do re bona. Why boy?
And are both your parents still alive?
No, my father has passed away at
Rest in
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want to touch too much on the double trouble because the other one is actually not here. So it will be sort of unfair to ask double trouble question because you are part of it. I cannot exclude it and say I cannot talk about double trouble. But I had to touch a little bit on it. And then before we move on. So, according to you, you've been in this industry for the longest time.
Yeah.
What would you say is that one thing that causes depression for a lot of artists, because we can see nowadays, like it's a common thing that is affecting many musicians.
Rejection, bro. Rejection.
Rejection.
People can reject you and reject your music, whether you're doing well or not. They can just reject you. Like, yes, you said, "Ore, this is nice," but then people will reject you. Maybe just because of that thing, you give money, you understand. But when you listen to whatever you did, you feel and you hear, I've done wonders here. Why are these people rejecting me like this? Like, why? Like, is one understand? Oh, you ask yourself, hi, Mara. How reject a soul? You can feel this is nice.
Yeah.
And then when you go to, but to be honest, they will tell you, bro, yeah, this thing is a hit. But I've got songs, bro, where people rejected them. Like, you can feel it will reject you. And then on the later stage, the same people be like, yeah, the twiggy hit. You understand? Like, rejection. But I want to tell Baba, as an artist, about reject. But reject wow. It's I depression, got this industry.
Finances, maybe.
Finances. Okay, then like depression after like finances.
Yeah.
Either after Lord we know the child. If I sang about the child will depression. But if Lord will while the child range, then you tomo that's why you're gonna have depression because of open a nice life, like soft life and stuff. Understand? I don't think ukabali problem your finance if Lord sang about the child range. I don't think you can have that
because you don't know it. Yeah, that's profound.
Understand? But then if Lord will one day and then all of a sudden they're gone. Obviously you're gonna have depression because of McDonald's. Guy. Understand? Like restaurant. But then now career and then you feel like we change. Then that's where you're gonna have depression.
Have you ever felt that way?
Nah, not really. Not really. I Azanga, to be honest, Azanga Gabale lay that kind of a feeling because of like maybe because I've grown up with Nayon.
No, I mean the rejection.
The rejection, yes.
Yeah, like for you to even feel depressed.
Yes. Yeah, but I didn't get there. But it was painful.
Yeah.
Knowing or you can hear or people are just rejecting you just because of maybe you are CK or maybe you're just that someone you maybe abanya gumu mara you can check ongwenyana wana gwella ubake ubona bakera baki ebella go shaila ba ile bara anto ya sikosha uba ngwishisha. So like you learn to accept or okay, this is how it is. Like lena nkidia go shan just studio enke ngwisa gana gazore gan abi go shenga no doka regio na mara. The feeling that I'm having, that kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So tell me about, there's something that, a lot of people know you by. Yeah. And which is, you just held it right now.
The cab.
The cab.
The cab.
Yeah, the famous cab.
It's, no, it's okay. This is okay. That's how people say. Like so, that's why I get no man. I'm not gonna like, but they can say whatever. But I know myself. Na the cap, bro, bona na. Baba nziba gwamraunyana. Baba Kimbija Arkel. I remember they used to call me Arkel because Gebelua Miriri. Gebelua Miriri.
Okay.
So Gadagaria dreads, Kalichamurgalula Murekaria dreads.
Okay.
Like Pongo dreads. So I always wanted like Ovalik Kadriva on top of those dreads or Miri.
And the way whenever you put it,
yes, I don't wear it.
It's
I just
on the top.
It so and maybe at that time again Miri. Ebe Kudula was because of Ebe Kudula in my Miri. You understand? Ebe Kudula in my Miri. Kabashap. Oh, what is the Facebook? Tomo. Gina Miri. You understand? So and then it was that story. It happened already. Give her artist.
Yeah.
So I gave her artist. ke ba artist ye e be lore ye ya barakatiba isa ka morao. So people started to know CK ya bozana CK ke yola wa hore wa barakatiba a isa ka morao. I understand. So I started realizing rock high man. I be if lore now I don't have a cap, then I won't be CK. One this is so I branded myself Gagatriba and then I go ask na CK.
And then today were Perry. You want to show them for real or no? This is a trademark.
Well, understand. So get trademark. It's not like something low me building again. But but no. I can even sing with that. Even like Bella and Jinga, I understand. You know me when. So it's just that thing I know brandile Gayona and it's a trademark. But again gile ga bargini miriri ka kera miriri wa understand miriri yaga ya na ba ke boya ka moka ga le lokon la yeso re the babe like we have the bald heads. Yes, so we are like that. You understand? But to be honest, like that's why if you go back,
you'll understand
the timing kalua miriri. Gibe already like gino rata o
the same thing.
Miriri yo and everything. You know about that thing then people now you know but barata o ruana yo like asukule katiwa because of father and stuff. But I don't care, man. I don't care.
Are you married?
Not really. I'm not married.
Are you dating?
I am dating.
Are you planning on marrying her?
Yes, I am. Definitely. She's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but you got kids?
Yes, I got kids.
How many? You can't say You can't say
No, that one we're gonna pass it.
Okay, let's pass it for whatever reason.
Yes.
So, like obviously with the kids that you have, you want them to excel in life, to do great.
Yes.
What mindset or skill would you like to pass on to them that you think will
the mindset, let me just start
skills.
Let me just start the mindset.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to skill, now I feel like egi bona ngwana ke lebelela hore ena o khona yene. I understand that, like if he's got his own skills or if she's got her own skills, so I support her on whatever I can now. So but the mindset, I want them to respect themselves, to respect other people.
Beautiful.
To be always humble.
Beautiful. I love that.
You've got money, you don't have money. You don't have to like be someone else just because of you have money, or maybe you're coming from a wealth family. You understand? You just have to be humble. You know, like I aginyagi or giri jemel nkechebela go da bakarbara ngwana ga urwile manara na ke na ngwana wa CK and stuff. I would ngam disown because that's not me. You understand?
Sure.
I'm always humble. I don't care what money, but I'm humble.
Sure.
That's me. So that's the mindset that I want them to have. Our father is always humble. He's down to earth. He's just that guy.
I love that.
Hey, understand? That's the mindset.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And now, let's jump into the big one.
What?
The biggest one, which kind of like happened beautiful for us, I can say, because initially we were gonna do the interview whether you win Song of the Year or not. The interview was always gonna happen, so everything just happened beautifully for us. Like it folded nicely. So I don't even know how to start this one. I don't want to say go straight to the Song of the Year, but first start with the relationship that you have with Munad.
Yeah.
Right? You guys, you have worked on numerous songs. Right? I wrote some of them here, if I were to check, because time flies and then sometimes you forget them. But you know the songs that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But no, man, no. They are somewhere here. I have to mention. Yes. Passport. Gelepateni. Brigabutu. And I think the one that would come just before Ayegua, it will be Benz.
Yeah.
those two you can like put them hand in hand and like do sort of a comparison.
Yeah.
Bands le briga I mean le ayegua. So what do you think is the secret ingredient between the two of you? Like, what is it that makes you guys? Because people collaborate. A lot of people collaborate. It's just like the way Ricky and Casper, when they collaborated, they would make a hit. Like every time, you knew. So what is the secret ingredient between you and Monada? Like, definitely once you guys get into the studio, it's a hit. It's certified.
Hey, I think that joint, it's something else.
No, not that joint.
Like,
the secret ingredient between the two of you, like all the songs you make.
I cannot say there is a secret. I don't know, man. I think in Monada studio, we have really the same feeling.
And even the people know on Facebook, they'll be like, hey, man, you guys need to make a song. Like, they will actually push for it to happen. Because why?
I remember they were pushing it. Or they pushed it for so long time.
Yeah.
Like, for a long time. Hey, you need to understand. But I think Nalena, Nalamuna der Tagani, Ertaganika studio. Hey, I guess we were Tomara Bella, Balimu Babarena na. Or Abona Bejeria Sena.
Yeah.
Gapolo Jabe, Gapo Jabe, Tagana, all we agree.
Yeah.
I think the way Abor talented gone, or the way Abor feeling gone, I guess did you. It's the way you were feeling down, I guess did you.
Yeah.
So Erika Tagana, even that thing you're born, we click.
Combination is.
Understand that we click and. I remember Kincha Benz. Benzi, even Ayagua, man. Ayagua.
Hey.
We didn't feel it. We didn't feel it like that.
That's what I'm saying. Those two, they can.
But when I Kincha Benz, Kincha Benz, it was like, Liborna bin Rikis, Regit, Gaborna bin Oda, Legit, Rikesering.
Mara, you were saying you can never do.
No, but that's what I said. Like, we were together on the street.
This one.
That one, it was something else, and we knew or hit. And I remember I reached take on my past 7 to 8. So bro. Bro, that one, I know it was too much.
Yeah,
it was too much. So I think session yagali le Monada ekiriye anjinji arabarakina le batho ka studio.
And also I love the fact that it'll take, you guys will drop something, it'll boom, and then it will take such a long time. You make people become hungry for that collaboration again. You don't exhaust it as much as it's powerful, but you don't exhaust it.
We don't do that. We know that's why maybe the timing.
Yeah,
the timing.
But
like okay, fine. Now it's time. Like we have something that you have to give to the people. So I think it's because of. Badim like Omuri, like okay, now it's the right time to meet Lily Gosh. And it's simple when we go there because I understand. Just like that.
And I'm glad it happened because if you look at them, like honestly speaking, this is my point of view.
Yeah.
I feel like it has been dry. Like from our side, we haven't had been having like a proper song that would actually dominate.
Yeah.
And for that song to actually be that big, and considering the fact that normally song of the year, we know that it's songs that are put out towards the end of the year. If you look at what happened with KZN, normally it's like that. But this one, it's been there. And that, for me, I feel like that's what qualifies to be Song of the Year. When a song has been dominant, even if it's not for the whole year, but for most of the year, it's been there, it's been dominant. So, like, going back again, the lyrics. How do you come up with that?
Gosh, bro. You've been
because that line, I'm best.
You've been asking this question for... Okay. The Ampers, I'm gonna go back. I'm raw again.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time that we love to say ampere instead of ampere.
Yeah.
Ampere is
It's the
it's a
same
word.
thing.
It's a word like Gilin to like in Afrikaans.
Yeah.
They say ampere.
Just like Vaslap.
Yeah, like
yeah.
hey, Ambur,
Fester.
Ambur,
Yeah.
Ambur, more
Yeah.
Ambur, like ampere.
Yeah.
It's a word. It's
Ampere.
an Afrikaans word.
Yeah.
Wawan. So we ersa le bana nyana re be re sa khone anje jo ka bona re ke ba re ke hey o tsara ke ye mola ampes mona ampes ampes mona
Yeah,
mona
ampes.
ampes ke wile mona wa bona.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Ay man, okay. Hi, if I say ampere, hi, man.
Hey.
So let me take these people back."
Yeah.
And then we were like, "Limona that ampes,
Yeah.
ampes is the right thing."
Yeah.
So let us take them back and say ampes,
Yeah.
instead of ampere.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So ampes ya rule. Understand? So
Yeah.
ampes ke huile.
Ah man, that's such a beautiful song. And
Yeah.
recently I've been seeing like a lot of posts circulating on social media talking about, hey, is CK gonna get his money for the da 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 da?
Yeah.
Like, do you wanna share like with the audience about that? Like, how is the procedure going for that? Because obviously, you are gonna be compensated for what you worked hard for. So how is that going? Would you like to share or a little bit with us?
You know, to be honest, I feel like there's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I think price
1 million.
yeah, song of the year.
million.
There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like that, man.
Yeah.
I think price song of the year. Bagasi you could understand.
Yeah.
So if we got something, obviously you're gonna see like they will just like you'll see
10 million.
10,000. No,
CK is getting 5.
No, man, no. At the end of the day, we say about it, maybe they're gonna compensate us, but for now, there's nothing. Well, understand? So
Okay.
I cannot talk about millions. I cannot talk about 100,000. I cannot talk about any because of
Sure.
there's nothing. But for Rina, we are just grateful, Ori. We've worked so hard, and then we gave people whatever they were like
Yeah.
asking for.
Yeah.
And musically, we are growing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
it's whether there's money. I think if there's money, you'll see it. You understand? There's no way you can hide.
Akitoba naga bank notification here.
Yeah. I want the champagne I can turn on ya. No, understand? But anyway, I know for now. You're gonna 10 rand. You're gonna 10. Yeah.
But for me, man, I think I've told you this several times as well that, you know, it was such a beautiful moment. Firstly, for the province, you know, we haven't had such, I think, until Munada also did something.
Yes.
So Munada has been winning for a long
For a
time.
long
You know,
time.
we know he's the GOAT of the game.
Yeah.
But for me, personally, I was so happy for the fact that, you know, looking at you and how hard you've worked in the industry, it was your moment to shine. You deserve that. You know, above everything, you deserve that spotlight. You deserve every compliment you're getting. I know you got countless and countless phone calls from all sides. You deserve that, man. Like, I just want to give you your flowers. I feel like you've been working hard, and this is your time to shine as CK the DJ, and God is finally opening the doors for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one more thing. I just wish that because you guys, I don't know what happened, but I wish you guys, you can remake that quotation song. Bring it back somehow, if it's possible.
Yeah.
Just try to talk it out and see if it can come back.
No, there are
There's more.
there are a lot of songs that we you know, but I get what Zarbor now wish. I don't know. I don't want to repeat. I feel like Tomo repeat something, people be like, understand.
Yeah.
So as long as in Kelly lead the content, I feel like I have to give them Ntweba Kisibai Kumane. Like Ampes. You never thought they can be something like that. Understand? So as long as I still have that. I feel like I still have to, I have to give it to people. Not to umela morao, I understand?
2 more questions before we close. One, what is it that you're afraid the most in this entertainment industry or music industry? And the last one, how would you like people to remember you as?
Let me ask. Let me question. Let me answer the first one.
Yeah.
Let me start with the first one. I think ke chaba nthoela hore this industry e ga o tsentšha mathateng. If you're not careful, you can end up doing drugs and abusing them.
And
you can end up getting sick.
That's key, because there's using drugs and abusing them.
Yes, like
that's key.
You can get sick because girls throw themselves on you every time. You are a celebrity. They see you. They want you. They don't care. So if you're not careful, you might end up olwala. And ntho engwe ke tšhaba ka mata ko kgola. I can say yeah, ke ne ke no e bya go kgola, like pride, yeah, let me just say a pride, because that's where you end up okubale depression. Because I get okubale pride, then whatever ye we na ye ke do, then utomobale the problem.
Yeah.
And people will never accept you, because I agree. I was thinking about you, na go ela we sharp.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid,
if you start doing
Lucy, good Lu relevant. What's about relevant cara this industry? It's an important thing. Because okay, irrelevant. People will even pass you on the road, but you gotta and it's when you are used to that thing, you're like, oh, but you know. So I'm afraid, bro. Like sometimes I feel like, hey, what if one day I'm not so clear or come on or career salo? How to won't treat.
Yeah. I think
Am I
Benza
going?
also spoke about
Is it going to be easy to go back to the society and like be one of them? The way you will go now, they will always say, bully me, you only know about do me, and stuff like those. Those are the things.
I'm laughing, but it's very, very, very.
Those
painful.
Are the things that I always feel like, you know what, God, I rather die like this. If Lord gets but then give it's not like maybe gonna pride or but I feel like it's hard to go back there. People will never like Leo gano ba humble be ajo thoma ba humble ana be jo thoma re bona ga ra o kana goloi wa understand ga ra o ka dia ina o kana ina. So I always feel like, you know what, it's I'm afraid of that. And then the second one you said,
how would you like people to remember, or what would you like to be remembered as?
As a good artist, as a good person.
Yeah.
As a humble guy.
You've closed it.
As a good person.
Yeah.
Who always smile. Wants to help people wherever I can, because sometimes I just want them to remember me as that guy or down to earth guy. Possible problem space car.
No, thank you so much, man. From me, I think I've gotten to learn so much from you personally, and I take you as my brother. You know, every time I feel a certain way, I call you. And I remember, this is something I'll never forget. I always take it with me everywhere I go. You didn't even know me much when there was still music in town.
We met at the mall.
Yes.
And that's the day, I think.
Yes, you said something to me. You were like, you must always be consistent.
Consistency.
Yes. Like, I never forget. If there's anybody who has ever told me about consistency, I always think about you. Like, I never, ever, ever forget that. And I really, really appreciate your impact in my life. You have impacted my life in different ways. Sometimes in a way that you might not see, or I might not tell you, or I've told you, but I think most of the times I like telling you, or, hey man, I'm passing way, I'm busy playing a song, it's hitting me in a different way.
Yeah.
And I just love how much of a good person you are. You don't have a problem with anyone, you're down to earth.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I also thank you for coming today. Someone who has won Song of the Year might not even have our time.
I'm always if there's something that I do make time.
Yeah.
But
and congratulations.
Like,
yeah. And I believe more and more blessings are coming, and I just want to see you flourish. If it's rich, become rich. If it's building houses, build houses. If it's buying cars, do whatever it is that you have to do to see yourself happy, man. Thank you so much. The tradition. We never close the show without you singing. So we're just going to ask for that smaller yana verse.
From
Kuwa. Obvious, it's Song of the Year.
And then again, I feel like I get fair, man. I feel like hey, I'm Venda, but Axanga Gapas Venda. People be like, this is Venda, Venda, less well on. Mara. Anyway, people must know when they move Venda, Mubikwana Eve, Movenda, I mean, Ivela Viva, Venda Sara.
Yeah.
So,
not never Venda like.
Nah, but Venda like Logan Movenda, Mubikwana Ivela Viva, Venda Sara.
Yeah.
The Movenda straight, but they don't mean the Movenda light because of my mother's Lobedo, my father's Venda, so Venda light. Yeah. Yeah. So,
you've worked with there's so many to touch on, like so many things. You've worked with
Makadzi,
Master KG, you know, Show My Josie. We can count them, you know, and Mr. Brown, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Just give us that.
Okay, it goes like this. Hey, this verse. Let me just put my cap. I was like, okay, it goes like, Ampese gi huile we, ampese gi huile gabelo, akinjole lankube la twarelo, ogarojo denna.
Hey.
Ene watsiba ke mugwada mede.
Hey.
Nkredele ja ore andratre.
Yeah.
Yengwe dorebola ya oge mojolo. Ege bale do hwaga yelanga se kahwa.
Yo.
Gare ampese gi huile. Ampese gi huile we. Ampese gi huile gabelo. Akinjole lankube la twarelo. Ogarojo denna.
Hey, I think the person that you're with, she's gonna marry you just because of that. I'm surely blow me lore shamara baby. Mpesa ga I'm petenya naga vese ya mpesa.
Yo, aye, Oscar.
No man, thank you so much. I love you so much. I wouldn't hide that. I love you so much.
Thanks.
And to the viewers, thank you so much. We are officially back 2023. So much is gonna be happening this year. Like so much. So I believe we've just officially opened the year in a beautiful way. Don't forget the people behind our setup, camera work, B4 Studios. If you need music videos, pictures, wedding, whatever, we will have their contact numbers. We are here at Abor Park Lodge. There is so much that I still have to share with you guys. I love you. From me, Omee Otis.
Sambujisa oreke kwa gai Lena benka bujisa rumogai Ofugaja gai lebumani December yega muga nkawoni Jale di fete motua boya Ori sore ke motswarele Ageze bore ke tlhome